Turning now to two men with a lot of experience in the gun control arena. John Feinblatt is the senior policy advisor on firearms to New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg. Bloomberg, you may recall, is a fierce proponent of gun control. Also with us, CBS This Morning senior correspondent John Miller. He's a former assistant director of the FBI who served in the NYPD and the LAPD as well. Gentlemen, welcome to you both.
Good morning.
Thank you.
John Miller, let me start with you. I mean, what do you think is going to come out of this?
Well, this is going to be a big uphill battle, and it has many moving parts. You want to put an armed security officer in every school. You want to push for this, but I think at minimum, what the administration would like to see is to get back what they lost, which is an assault weapons ban and a ban on high-capacity magazines and things like that. Mm-hmm. The question, Anthony, is going to be, if they get back what they lost, will it make as much difference as it did the last time, which wasn't much.
Yeah.
So how do you take the lessons of last time, tweak it this time, and make a difference?
Well, and the other question is, I mean, we know that Congress has not want to wrestle with this issue for quite some time. Is it worth the fight if the result isn't going to be that productive?
You don't know that till you do the wrestling.
Right.
And I mean, the differences the last time that would be key are, the last time they had such a run-up to it, the gun industry flooded the market with the weapons that would be banned, because what was implied in the law was that if you had it before the ban, you could keep it.
Right.
And when the ban expired after 10 years, they flooded the market again.
You often see that spike in sales. Right. And that's the thing. We're talking, John Feinblatt, about preventing new sales or restricting them. There are already 300 million guns in American homes. How do you create gun safety? You're not going to take them away from people.
No, absolutely not. But, there's some really common sense things that you can do that would make a huge difference to keep guns out of the hands of felons and the mentally ill. We have a background check system in this country. Unfortunately, it has so many loopholes that 40 to 50% of gun sales happen without a background check. It's like if we went to Kennedy Airport this morning and there would be two lines, one where people had to go through security and one where people could just walk through. The people who wanted to get something onto a plane that was contraband, which line do you think they would go to? They would go to the one without security, and that's exactly the case in the United States, where people go to gun shows, people go on the internet, people go in the back of shopping centers and buy guns that they shouldn't have, because these are actually dangerous people. You can support the Second Amendment and still have reasonable restrictions like guns, like gun background checks for every gun sale.
It's not either or, but in the case of Newtown, the mother who purchased those guns went through the background check, but her son had the mental illness and the access.
Listen,
How do you do that?
Get
How
the
do you regulate
context.
there?
Let's paint the context. 33 people a day murdered in this country by guns. Most of them are by people who shouldn't, under federal law, under current federal law, shouldn't have their hands on guns. And so what we need to do is take our background check system, which is conceptually a good one, but actually operates more like Swiss cheese, and close the gap so that if you buy a gun, if I buy a gun from John, I get a background check. It's that simple. And here's the interesting thing. The only place where this is controversial is in Washington, D.C. Frank Luntz did a poll for us just a couple of months ago. 74% of NRA members believe in background checks. Guess why? Because they take them. 82% of gun owners believe in background checks. And if you look at the American public in general, it's overwhelming, because it just makes sense, because everybody in America would take the 90 seconds it takes if they thought it might save a child's life.
John Miller, if you've worked with the Los Angeles police and the New York police, where do you think the police stand on this, and do they feel it's going to make a difference on the street?
Okay, so the International Association of Chiefs of Police, and most particularly the major city chiefs, where this has a real effect on crime, are very clear that they want better gun laws, and especially in regards to large magazines that carry, 30 bullets and assault weapons. When you say, well, what's the real effect? Because crime went down during the assault weapons ban, and when it expired, it continued to go down. There's a big argument it made no difference, but if you talk to those police chiefs, John Timoney in Miami, Bill Bratton in Los Angeles, they'll tell you when the ban expired, they suddenly confronted all the gang members and drug gang enforcers who ran to the stores, bought the AK-47, slapped in the 30-round magazines, and were confronting each other and cops in the street. So it does make a difference.
So in the police's view, it is effective in a form. All right, we've got to run. John Feinblatt, John Miller, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
Thanks.